Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Rosie. Yesterday, unfortunately I'm a little bit behind getting to this, but yesterday was a huge day for Magic the Gathering news. I think they spoiled something like 4 different sets, which they did. I think they might have done a little more Fallout. They did Outlaws of Thunder Junction, they did Assassin's Creed, and they did Bloomburrow. And maybe one other that I'm not thinking of, but as you can see right here, there's an ad. Oh, it's Modern Horizons 3. So Fallout was already all revealed. So it's Bloomburrow, Assassin's Creed, Modern Horizons 3, and what was the other one I just said? Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So obviously I want to make videos on all that content, so I'm going to try and pump these out as fast as I can. But the first set I wanted to look at was the Bloomburrow set. A first look at Bloomburrow. I am really excited for this set. I don't really know what exactly is getting me going, but I'm a really big fan of animals, like in Magic the Gathering. I think they're really fun. I think it's more fun to win with, a squirrel as your commander than it is to win as like a human as your commander. Like it's just fun. It's just a fun environment. It's creative. If we just look at the concept art here, like the ideas of like the world being smaller but also bigger, a mouse with a sword with a leaf cape, like that is awesome with this Ember Wolf or whatever. So I think this is a named character, Mabel. Yeah. Here's another look at Mabel. This is, is that not sick? That is awesome. That is awesome. I don't know. It's just fun. Look, a pinecone arrow. It's just creative, and that's the best part. This is Ral, I think, from Ravnica. What's he? That's a little weird that he's an otter, but I guess it makes sense. All the otters have been like red and blue, so that kind of makes sense. But here we go. Here's some cards to look at to start with. Let's see. Let's start here with Mabel. Heir to the Cragflame is a 1-colorless red and white 3/3 legendary creature mouse soldier. This says other mice you control get +1/+1. And then, so that's a fun, just little anthem effect right there alone. When Mabel enters the battlefield, create Cragflame, a legendary colorless equipment with equipped creature gets +1/+1. It has vigilance, trample, and haste, and equip 2. That is interesting. Oh, and then we have the Cragflame right next to it. I think I've said before in other videos, I'm not really a big fan of any card that makes token equipment. Like I'm not a big token equipment guy. Obviously, it changes if you actually have the token to represent it, but when you have to have like a placeholder, you don't want to write everything out on it. Like it's just kind of annoying to mess with. But I do like just the anthem for other mice you control get +1/+1. Like I like the mice. I think they look really funny. I like the mice a lot because it reminds me of Redwall. I read the Redwall books growing up, and definitely like a fun fantasy series, and I have great memories of it. So that's another reason why I kind of am a big fan of the mice. But nothing really to write home about here. Obviously, if you equip Cragflame to Mabel, you're gonna get a 4/4 with vigilance, trample, and haste, and that's pretty good, Moving on to Lumbra, Bellow of the Woods, is a 4-colorless 2-green star legendary creature elemental bear with vigilance and reach. Lumbra's power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. It's not horrible. So it's like Multani. When Lumbra enters, they don't say enter the battlefield anymore, do they? Is that new? I just noticed that because Mabel said the same thing when it enters. So they're trying to save text on the card or something. It's almost always been enters the battlefield. Maybe that's been around for a little bit and I've just never noticed it. But I feel like that's new. Or maybe I'm freaking out. Anyway, when Lumbra ETBs, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Interesting. So that will trigger off of flickers or anything like that too, and basically just a one-time Crucible of Worlds effect that lets you do all of your lands. That seems pretty good for 6 mana, especially if you build around it. any like land or self mill strategies or anything like that, that'd be pretty strong. My girlfriend just recently built a Eula Queen of Bears deck, and when she plays against specifically I have an Dragon deck that I just built recently. When she plays against my Dragon deck, she struggles to have anything to stop my flyers. So it having reach is really beneficial for bear tribal. There's not really a lot of good reach options or flying denial options for bears. So that seems like a good card. Definitely a must include for a Eula and stuff. So here we get a look at the basic lands. This is just 4 different mountains, and see, I saw these originally on TikTok, and there was no caption here. But seeing that each land represents a different season is very fun. That's very interesting. I'm a big fan of that. And theoretically, I guess every color will have the 4 season, but that looks cool. I like that every one is like its own. It's the same image, but it's its own environment and just area and stuff like that. Oh wait, no. Is it the same area? Because look, there's this little cave opening on all of them, and there's a waterfall on some of them, but not this one. So it's like almost the same one. That's weird how they did that. But anyway, moving on. This is showing the storybook frames, which these are awesome arts. I love this already. Like, I'm in a class right now for college, and the class that I'm in is an English 825 class. That's 800 level class, and it's all about children's book illustrations. So this is right up my alley right now with what I'm studying and stuff. I don't really want to be in that class, but it's required for my major, which my major, I'm a secondary ed English major. So that is fun. Honestly, like everyone should love a good storybook art, but you know, who am I to tell? Whatever. But so that's a showcase for. It says showcase woodland. Interesting. And then here's a different showcase for Lumbra. But this looks good. Look at the little rabbits or bunnies or whatever. And then he's got, what, are those pine cones on him? Yeah, no, that's a sick art too. I can't complain. And then this one, the borderless field notes. The field notes are sick. This is close to the schematics and was that March of the Machine? Or no, Brothers War. Brothers War had all the schematics for the artifacts and stuff. That's similar to that. I'm a big fan of those. Also, it'd be like the Monster Manual arts from Dungeons and Dragons. And then they have anime arts. Okay. I think all these look cool. And I like the anime arts too. But this is a lot of different variants and arts for different cards. Which, ideally, you know, is going to make some more valuable. And then people will be able to pick up cheaper versions. So I'm not opposed to it in any way, but man, it is hard to keep track of all these different variants. And also, like this is a really good looking card, but this looks exactly like a proxy that somebody would make for a card. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got that vibe to it. It's sick. I like the anime arts, but like I said, it's just hard to keep track of right now. Is this? And finally, the Imagine Courageous Critters Showcase treatment invites you to envision renowned planeswalkers and creatures were they to visit the planet Bloomburrow. So that's Jace. That's kind of cool. So is the one up here, is that just like if he were to visit, or is along the way they'll be joined by a remarkable companion from a faraway land? So is this playing? This is our first time being on Bloomburrow ever, right? So is this playing like if you were to go to it as a human, you become an animal variant of some kind? Is there absolutely no humans? Humans can't planeswalk here? Like, that's weird. That's interesting. I'm having fun learning about a new plane. This is a plane that interests me, I guess I should say. But anyway, these are the expansion symbols. Is this a maple leaf? I don't really know my trees that well. Is maple leaf the regular Bloomburrow symbol, and then a sunflower is the expansion? I think that looks good. And then this is the special guest symbol. But yeah, no, those are fun. I actually like how it's a basic maple leaf or sunflower. Like, that is, I enjoy that more than some of the crazier ones they've done recently that are just like really out there and stuff. And then here's some of the like product art and stuff. But we can look at the art here to, you know, maybe see different characters or stuff they might showcase. It's interesting. This obviously looks like the bad guy here. Or maybe he's here too. And then this is our group of heroes, I would assume. These are fun. I really like the frog. I'm a big fan of the frog. Same with this frog here. Like, frogs are sick. And here's Ral again. And is that somebody? An otter? Should I know who that is? I don't off the top of my head, unfortunately. That is beautiful art. Honestly, like, in Magic, the last couple sets we've had have been super dark and depressing, and oh my god, we're on the brink of war and all this stuff. Having a set where that's super bright colored and all these beautiful, like, different hues and stuff like that is fun. Like, it's vibrant. I mean, look at this little rabbit guy. Like, it's awesome. We haven't had that in Magic for a while now, so this is a big set in my eyes. I think it's very, very cool. Here we have the Commander decks. I honestly didn't know that these are spoiled, but we're gonna look at them right now. We'll go left to right, top to bottom. Animated army is a red green with a raccoon, and it says make trash, do smash. So I wonder if this will use the junk tokens from Fallout. I mean, that's red, so, and we've already had a red-green exile deck from Baldur's Gate. No. Was it Baldur's Gate? It's one of the Dungeons and Dragons sets. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. Anyway, I would assume it's making any form of junk tokens or some kind of artifact tokens. It's going to be artifact something. Red-green artifact. Probably sacrifice to do big things and fling effects and stuff like that. But the art looks awesome. I really can't. I don't have a big theory for this one. Family Matters is a red, blue, and white. Make offspring go wide. So this one's definitely going to be a token deck. It's going to be, play this card. Every goose or swan or what. I don't even know what type of bird this is, to be honest. Pelican. Any of these, this guy's going to make 20 versions of himself, and they're all going to get boosted from other swans you control get, 1/1s or whatever. So that'll be a cool deck. I'm sure it'll have some cool effects and stuff in it. I'm sure the art will be awesome. That's what I'm most excited about, honestly. But again, not a whole lot to theory craft. I feel like looking at the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the Outlaws, so far at least, the Outlaws of Thunder Junction commanders were a little more like, we don't know exactly what these are going to do, versus these seem kind of like pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Not generic necessarily, but pretty obvious what they're going to go for. Peace Offering is a green, white, and blue group hug deck with 1/1 counters focus. So if it's group hug, that means you're probably going to be giving benefits to everyone. Have we had a group hug precon where the focus is actually like group hug, or is this going to be the first legitimate group hug focused precon? I don't know off the top of my head. Obviously, I like the little bunny or rabbit or whatever it is. 1/1 counters can be fun. A lot of these, I'm not gonna lie, these decks seem kind of appealing to newer players, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you want to get more and more people into the game, but like a token deck is pretty easy for new players to pick up, as long as there's not like tons of multiplying effects and stuff like that. A group hug deck is pretty easy for beginners to pick up. It's, hey, if you don't attack me, I'll give you 1/1 counters for your creatures or whatever, right? And then our last one, obviously the make trash, do smash one. The make trash is what worries me, but it's probably going to be a red-green stompy deck, and it's just going to ramp hard, and it's Gruul. I mean, Gruul does Gruul things. It's like the ultimate beginner colors. So it's pretty beginner-friendly, in my opinion. Obviously, the deck list could come out, and I could be like, oh my goodness, these are the most advanced decks I've ever seen. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. For the last commander deck, we have Squirreled Away, which is a black and green horde tokens and squirrels. So obviously you see black and green and squirrels and you're thinking Chatterfang immediately. So it's fun to see squirrels get more supports. It's fun to see them get their own commander deck. Squirrels are cool. Squirrels are one of my favorite tribes too. It's up there with. I've always wanted to build a squirrel deck. I just haven't had time to do it. But maybe I'll pick up a precon and have a little boost and a little start to building that squirrel deck. But it's interesting that this says horde tokens in squirrels. So obviously, if we just read it as it is, and horde tokens, okay, you're going to be generating a ton of squirrel tokens. But if we go up to Family Matters and it says make offspring go wide, are we getting 2 token decks this set for precons, or is it going to be one's a token, maybe a horde token is like closer to an army? Is it going to be a squirrel army set or like some variety of that? I feel like it's a missed opportunity to make 2 token decks, but also animals and Magic go wide, like almost all of them do. It feels like, at least. I'm just throwing that out there. I might be making stuff up, but that's just an interesting thing I noticed, I guess. But anyway, all these precons seem super cool. I might pick up a copy or 2 of them. I want to see what the deck lists are going to be, but just off the rip, all of them are intriguing in one way or another, and I'm excited to see what cards are going to be in the precon. Moving on to, this is the starter kit got revealed, and we have a white and green deck and a blue and red deck. So, pretty good starter colors. I mean, every color is a starter color, really. But Burke, Long Ear of the Law, is a 4-colorless white and green legendary creature rabbit soldier. He's a 4/4 with vigilance, and when he enters the battlefield, so when he ETBs, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it attacks, double the number of 1/1 counters on it. That's a pretty good effect there at the bottom alone. The only thing is that he's a 6-mana creature, so that's a little disappointing. That makes him less strong for sure, but especially for a starter kit, that's a strong card, I think. And it's going to be a 1/1 counter based deck. I mean, let's not get crazy here. But anyway, our blue and red our blue and red face card is Bria Riptide Rogue, which is a 3/3 legendary otter rogue. Now what's cool is this is the first legendary otter we've gotten since Lutri. I think it's Lutri. And he is banned in Commander, believe it or not. Which is a shame, because he's really not that strong. He's banned because his companion effect, each non-land card in your starting deck has to be a different name. So in Commander, that's already a rule. So literally any red and black deck could run him as a companion. I wish they would just ban him as a companion and let you run him into 99, because he's not any different than what's the name of it? Dualcaster Mage? He's not any different than Dualcaster Mage. And he's a legendary creature, so you can't go infinite with Twin Flame with him anyway. But, anyway, having another legendary otter is sick. And for anyone who's been wanting to do otter tribal and hasn't been able to because Lutri is banned, there's your commander, right? So he's got prowess, which is a little... I don't know. Prowess feels a little more advanced for a starter kit, but maybe it's been a while since I was a starter in the game, right? But anyway, Prowess says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, that creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. So it's not a counter, it's not anything like that. It's just until the end of the turn. And then Bria gives other creatures Prowess. That's pretty solid. And if a creature has multiple instances of prowess, each triggers separately. So that's nice. I like that they put that reminder text right there. Maybe it is easy for people to know, but whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Listen, that's a good card. I actually really like that card. I can see myself building around that. That would be fun to make a small creatures prowess matters deck. And just cast a ton of draw spells and maybe throw a Grape Shot in there for Storm. I mean, I'm not opposed. That sounds pretty cool to me. Anyway, that's all there is today for Bloomburrow. I am super excited about this set. I cannot express it enough. The art is awesome. It's bright. I love this little lizard guy, or gecko, or skink, or I don't know my reptiles that well. I think he's a lizard. Mabel's cool. It's very, very... I wonder if this is the bad guy or a bad guy. Anyway, super cool set. I'm super excited. It's one of my things I'm most excited about this upcoming year. Anyway, this is my outro. If you want to see more content like this, check out my other videos. I've been pumping content out recently. I love making videos, and I am it's just very enjoyable for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you tell me how you feel about this set in the comments. Are you excited for it like I am? Are you like, it kind of sucks, or it doesn't look interesting? It looks interesting. Did you read Redwall when you were younger? Like, tell me all that. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you in my next video about whatever else there is. I've been trying to do one video a day recently, but I'm probably gonna just drop a ton of videos at once, just because there's so much stuff and so much to talk about. So anyway. Have a great one. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you in the next video.